What's going on, everybody? It's your friend Will. We're back, and we're continuing our Learning to Play Jeskai series here with the Wilson Mok top 8 list from the Pro Tour. We're just going to jump into competitive queue, or the ranked queue. I don't even know. They don't have really good naming for any of this stuff. And honestly, naming these ladders don't matter right now because the ranking system is totally broken and leads to nothing. But before we spew gold, and look at this. Why is it that we get these one land hands all the time when we try to play these control decks, huh? Here we go. So this hand is obviously a little loose against an unknown opponent who is more than likely to be, well, you know, I guess if we're on the play and we have Essence Scatter, Sinister Sabotage, the worst that can happen is that they play a 1-drop, and then we are taking like 1 or 2 damage a turn for a few turns while we try to dig to action. So, you know, I guess as far as the 6 goes, this is pretty good on the play. On the draw, I'd be a lot more worried about it. And we're going to keep that land, because we have things that cost like 5 in this deck. And if we're playing its control, we're going to want to hit every land drop. So obviously leading with the Steam Vents here unlocks all the land in our hand. Looks like this person is going to be green-black mid-range, and I think our hand is pretty good here. Like, we're going to want to just counter their Explorer creatures and try to keep them from building a board, and also keep them off of finding lands, right? And that's what this whole deck does. If they ever give us a break and have no play, we'll just Revitalize. Yeah, are they stuck here already? We've been on this side of the matchup enough to know that you keep those greedy 2-landers and hope to explore. Alright, so we'll cycle our Revitalize. Crackling Drake. I'm not sure we're interested in playing the Crackling Drake here. Well, maybe this is the best time to play it, because what can they play on 4 to punish it? Just Chupacabra, so they'd have to have untapped Black Source and Chupacabra to do it. I think we'd be okay with that, because we're still drawing a card off the Drake. And the Chupacabra is not really a clock. And I do like getting this down to protect, to give us something in play to start attacking, like if they resolve a Planeswalker later. Alright. So the trade-off is we let them get this Jade Light, but all their stuff lives in Deafening Clarion range for the most part. Looks like they're digging for land here. So yeah, they push that. That's great for us. Land 1-drop. I could see going Clarion Swing. Taking this land source away. And I guess worst case scenario would be that they have land Vivian. Maybe we're not under enough pressure to justify that. Yeah, maybe we just hold for Sinister Sabotage and Expansion if we need to copy a spell, like Vraska's Contempt. So yeah, doing this, we wait until we find a third or our 6th land, and then we'll do the Clarion play and have Sinister Sabotage back up to hit a Planeswalker. Find. They really only found back 1 creature? Do they misclick? Because of the Clarion, we're going to allow this. There's 2 finds down. They push 1, so now they probably only have 3. This is a beautiful one. So we go blue, red, white. Get a little bonus life gain here too. I really like that interaction in this deck. That you can use both modes of Clarion. So now if they go Vraska or something big, Gruesome Menagerie. Gets back a 1, 2, and 3. I guess we want to counter that. So if they're playing Menagerie, they're much less likely to have the Planeswalkers. Oh, perfect. We want that. So now we get to go Teferi. Plus, untap lands have Sinister Sabotage. And we actually have a clock too, which is unusual. Unusual for these Teferi style decks. So obviously that line was rewarded because we top decked that land, but I think that was the correct way to play it. Because we didn't know they were on Menagerie, we really cannot let them just stick a Vivian Reed. Alright, so because they're on Menagerie, yeah, we're gonna get these expansions out. We'll keep Negate, keep Essence Scatter. I think we want the Sealaways, the Lava Coils. All these things permanently remove stuff and make their Menagerie plan a lot worse. So if we can stick them with really low value cards in hand, like, or just make their Menagerie, like just bring back a Llanowar Elf or something that's great for us, we probably don't need Revitalize. So we have Seal Away, Essence Scatter, Negate, Search, Coil, Justice Strike. Justice Strike seems like it's medium. The counter spells I think are good. The Clarion's good. I like Syncopate because it permanently removes stuff. So since they don't have Planeswalkers, I guess we don't need to bring in the Ixalan's Binding. Disdainful Stroke. Again, no Planeswalkers, so I feel like okay. I don't think we need the Shivan Fire. I'd rather have the Sealaways. So I don't think we're missing anything here. Just going to try to play it the exact same way. Control the board, stick it to Teferi. On the draw. This is really close. I mean, if this was a Glacial Fortress, we would, I think, snap keep this and just pray to draw a third land. Oh, I guess we'll keep and hope that even if we brick once or twice, that the Clarions will be enough to bail us out. Nice. So that was basically one of the best top decks we can have. Wildgrowth Walker. The Sealaway is a nice answer to this because this is one of the few creatures they have that can grow outside of Clarion range. So if they go like land Jade Light here, we'll just seal this away. We'll still just seal it away. Ooh, Crow Harpooner. Interesting one. That's a nice one to bring in against the Drakes. Oh, and I guess they are either land light or they have one in their hand. Got him. We're going to save this Lava Coil for something better, and we can decide if we want to Justice Strike this creature or not here. I think we're just going to take the 3. and see if they play something second main phase. Jade Light. Man, Jade Light. They push the Jade Light. So we're in a little bit of a tricky spot here. But I guess we are just going to Clarion. If they go land Menagerie... If we had drawn land there, I probably would not have done that. Yeah, this is not, like, awful. If they put that in the graveyard, it probably means they have another Menagerie. Same for that. So if they have another Menagerie, we're just going to use some of our single target removal here, and that's a nice draw. So let's coil the Jade Light. We're still at a really healthy 17. All right. Braska. Wow, nice. That would have been a disaster. This is why, again, since we're so healthy, this is why I don't just Justice Strike it and tap out. Because we really can't... We're not in a position where we're going to lose, like, because of this 2 damage at this point. Especially with the Clarion in hand. So, I think we're just playing this tapped. Taking 2 again. Zoni. Alright, so that gets cleaned up by Deafening Clarion. And we will even have Clarion plus Ionize, which is nice. Another Clarion. Yeah, so we'll even shock ourselves here. If they play Menagerie, we're going to let it hit and use our Clarion on that. So we need to save the Ionize now for Planeswalkers and future Azonis, or ways they might have to buy back the Azoni, and it looks like they don't want to play. That's fine. I think we had them, especially if we kept drawing lands. If we drew one more land, it would have meant, you know, we could have like Clarion plus Teferi plus, you know, in the same turn. So let's do one more. So far we've beaten green, black, mono, red, and a white weenie deck that was on more of the budget side. And the only reason we lost that white weenie deck that one time was a misplay that we identified, which is good. The red deck, I remember our opponent scooping like way too early the first game. All right. We've got Clarion. We really need a second blue. But I think we keep this hand. I'm pretty sure in this format right now, you just want to keep any hand that's like 3 lands plus Clarion. Looks like they're green-black again. So let's just hope that they don't play like too much... Let's just hope that they don't ramp into something that like completely destroys us, like a Carnage Tyrant. I'm gonna play the island here. That doesn't really destroy us, luckily. So I think I want a Clarion here. Take away their mana sources. Makes it harder for them to plus the Vraska profitably. They actually didn't even use the Vraska, so maybe they don't know that they can plus without sacrificing something. Which is huge game for us. I guess we're going to hold for a counterspell here. They are not activating their Vraska. They don't know how their card works. That's going to happen sometimes. We just want to counter like a Vivian Reed or something they might have here. Duress. Well, in these cases, I kind of like expansioning back the Duress. We could have also countered it, but yeah. Another Vraska, and they've got a Zonies. This is a player we just played. So here they're probably going to take our Sinister Sabotage. And they know that we know they don't have a clean answer to this Crackling Drake. I have to imagine they're taking the Sabotage, yeah. And we'll play the land they know about. Alright. Are they really just going to not plus this Vraska the entire time? That's crazy. Alright, if they're not plussing it, that's really good for us. So I think what we're going to do is actually main phase Chemister's Insight to pump this to 4. Ooh, and we drew a Syncopate. And we drew aggro, cop aggro. So I'm going to mute this while I attack the Vraska. Excuse me, sir. Did you know it's illegal not to tell your opponent they can activate the Vraska? Oh, I'm sorry, officer. There's no way to chat in the client right now. So, if they rip land here and they go for a Azoni, which really won't even be that big of an Azoni for 2, I think we're still just syncopating it. Merfolk, Branchwalker. That one's okay. We can erase that card. Rejuvenator goes to the graveyard. They kept it. That's suspicious. Well, since we know they're not drawing land, we can go Drake. Search. And freely let them resolve this because we don't really care about this at all. Maybe they figured that rather than gamble, that looking at the top 5 is going to give them almost certainly a guaranteed hit. How close are we to flipping? 4? We can graveyard this, I think. If we Clarion this away, they probably just scoop, right? Yeah. They'll probably just scoop, so let's just do it. And get them for 12. Now even if they hit Nazoni, like they're not going to because we have 2 counter spells, but Yeah, we'll syncopate this for 1. Yeah. Even if it resolved, it didn't matter because they just are dead to 12 damage in the air. Now that one was fairly painless. Alright, so Lava Coil, Binding, Seal Away, Seal Away. Since they have the Zonies, I'll take the Binding. We didn't see... I don't know if that was the exact same player. I should have been more mindful of that. But they do have some Planeswalkers. Maybe we want Disdainful Stroke over Negate, since that hits stuff. So what are we taking out? We're taking out Revitalize. I think we're taking out Expansion. We want a lot of this stuff. I guess we'll take out Justice Strike. Can we shave 1 Clarion? I don't know. It's a really good answer. Shave 1 Chemister's Insight to bring in either Negate or Disdainful Stroke. Yeah. I guess we'll do the Stroke. Alright, let's try this. Alright, we have Lava Coil. Maybe we mulligan this. Looks like our opponent mulligan. I don't know. The sun is now hitting the monitor in a weird spot. Yeah, I think we mulligan this. Sure. I guess. Yuck. I don't know. I guess we should have kept that first one. Yeah, looks like... This is the crazy thing. Like, we play these 18 land decks, always get to abuse the algorithm, play these 27 land decks, and then in 2 recordings have almost half of the starting hits I get be 1 land. It's like just so insane. I don't know. It's probably worth scooping if we just miss here and just take game 3 on the play and adjust our window. I'll do that right now while they're pondering there. Alright, that's more or less better. They took Essence Scatter. Alright. Alright, we're still in it. All right, runner. Looks like they're missing green. They keep their hand on the power on the back of like Citrus Supply or Duress, I guess. This card is completely irrelevant. We can let it sit and play for 20 turns. Yeah, if they have no follow-up. Land. Come on. Yeah, this is awkward. There's an argument because we were getting close to having discard that we just should have end of turn seal away their Citrus Supplier instead of having to discard. The assumption was that we were going to draw 1 more land. Didn't happen. It's okay. I think we're still in an okay spot, surprisingly. So we learned from our mistake here in the end step, so we don't have to discard again. There's not much they can do at instant speed with 3 swamps to punish us right now. They discard. Alright, so now the question is... Yeah, I think we just keep holding. Because we don't want them to hit land and go off on us. Yeah, like this. Merfolk, Branchwalker. That resolves. We just want to play Chemister's Insight. I expect they'll put that in the graveyard since they don't know how to use it. No? Okay. Nice. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, I guess we just coil this guy. That's maybe even a little greedy and premature. But we've had some games where we've just like never used these spells now, where it means we're not finding the right time to use them. And if, like this Vraska, we have cheap answers to it. Rejuvenator. Maybe keeping them from ramping is good. It just does so little, though. That's not true. They could have Carnage Tyrant. And Carnage Tyrant would be bad, so... We'll Syncopate this, untap, play Crackling Drake. Keep up Disdainful Stroke. For anything that might matter. Yeah, I like this. So now if they do have Carnage Tyrant, we've kept them off it for an extra turn, potentially, and we can race with Crackling Drake and Clarion. Like, the life gain mode will become super relevant in that race. Assassin's Trophy. Take action. Ooh. Is that right? Carnage Tyrant. Vraska. They don't even know that they can activate this card, right? Oh, I see. They're going to use it to kill the seal away. That's okay. Yeah, they're just not activating their Planeswalker. At least kill the seal away. No? Alright. Let the beatdown commence. We just want them to add one more thing here so we can get a 2-for-1 with Clarion. Zone A. Totally fine. Just sweep it up with Clarion. No need to freak out and counter it. Save this Disdainful Stroke in case they have Vraska 6 or Vivian. Another Izoni. Not a problem. Another Izoni. Alright, we're just gonna counter, we're just gonna Clarion again. And we even get a bonus elves here. If they have a Zoni number 4 here, we'll Clarion it. Or we'll Disdainful Stroke it. But I think it's unlikely. I mean, most of these lists play 3. Although if they're on like the full, like everything, then maybe they play 4. Alright, so this we Disdainful Stroke. Because we don't want them getting back a Zoni or getting back their Vraska. Not that the Vraska does anything at this point. You know, maybe we don't need to play that land since we sided out the X damage spell. Let's draw first and decide if we want to counter this. Crackling Drake means I think we don't want to counter it. The annoying thing that they could hit is Memorial to Folly. Alright, we'll hold that to discard to Chemister's Insight and sell these other cards of spells that we want. This is okay. Journey to Eternity. That would be annoying. Luckily, we'll have Sinister Sabotage for it. This card would probably be more or less unbeatable if it flipped. Oh, huh. Kind of surprised that they pushed it. But maybe they know that they're digging into something specific. Like a Vraska's Contempt or... I don't know. Keep trying. So they're just dead next turn to these Drakes. Which means no rush. Might as well preserve the Teferi. Don't need to attack here. I think we could attack here, but why, right? Like, we have Sabotage, Essence Scatter, Ionize. We're going to win next turn no matter what. Yeah. So I think we played that smartly. And, yeah, so we beat 2 green decks there. 2 of more graveyard-oriented ones. I think we might have played the same person twice, but I don't know. That person didn't seem to have any menageries in their deck that we saw. So maybe they were 2 different people on just different flavors of green-black graveyard. But yeah, there we go. So feeling okay with the deck. You know, I still feel like those super aggro matchups are very tight, very close. But having the 4 Clarion and a lot of the point removal is really seems okay. And the Drakes seem okay too. Like having the Drake plus Clarion combo to gain back a bunch of life and clear the board seems like it's capable of taking over the game. So all that being said, I'm feeling okay with the deck, and I think we'll probably start playing competitive constructed with it again and commit to playing a few runs. You know, if we owe 2-1, like we're not going to just quit. We're going to try to get, say, like 10 to 15 matches in, whatever that means. Whether that means we get like 2 5-0s or we do several, like, you know, 2 and 3s. We're going to figure out how we're going to do it, but we're going to get some matches in. So I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you are excited to play more Jeskai, because that's what we're going to do. And please remember to subscribe and leave a comment and drop a like if you want to do something friendly. And we'll be back again soon with competitive constructed Jeskai.